of fat, yeah, I like that. Sleep all day, just a cat nap. Buttercup and a Hershey. Camel-like, always thirsty.
It's been raining for the past days, and for today, I wanted the sun. And I got it, at least for a few moments to be able to shoot these beautiful babies. And since shooting outside under the heat can be very difficult, I thought, hey, this Peripera line is called the Nude Brew, so I'm just gonna get myself a cup of iced coffee. And I suggest you do too, because we'll be swatching 11 colors. Yes, including the latest ones from the Nude collection. So if you need time to pause, this is the perfect moment. Go grab your snacks, I'm gonna give you some time because I don't want you going hungry for this video. Good? Okay, nice, let's start! Now the Peripera's Velvet tint line isn't exactly a newbie in the lip game. In fact, I remember hoarding these when I was in college, which was years ago. And now with its new shades to bring the nudes out, it's definitely nice to grab a hold of one of these. Still bringing the classic opaque dropper balls that's very light on the hand and can definitely fit in your pocket size, you still get that ink velvet labeling with a specific color's number while the shade name is indicated at the bottom. This definitely brings back so many memories. Now give the dropper-like handle a little twist and you get to see the doefoot applicator. The applicator has a very apparent slant with the bristles very short, good at getting hold of that whipped-like formulation of the velvet tints and giving flexibility with the application. The applicator is so tiny, so it's nice to have a big handle to hold onto. The formulation of the velvet tints are actually like whipped cream or mousse. They glide very smoothly and gives this blurring effect. They leave some stain on the lips which makes it difficult for my micellar water to completely remove. On the lips, they could feel a bit slippery but also drying over time due to the silicone in the ingredients and also the perfume. Since these tints are so pigmented, it's so easy to go overboard, so I like to scrape off some at the sides before application. Now that that looks good, I guess it's time to go over the swatches. Brace yourselves, these are a lot of nudes in the line. First up is Rosy Nude, a muted rose color that has a slight hint of mauve. The more you build, the deeper and more mauvey the color gets. I know this is one of the most popular among the lines, and I get it. It's the kind of color that is difficult to go wrong with, but at the same time, something easily available to other brands as well. If you're not much of a daredevil with the colors, then grab this one. This would look good to more skin tones compared to some of the shades in the line. Not too peachy but not overly pink. Bouquet Nude is great for everyday and would fit a lot of skin tones. Actually, this shade looks pretty close to my natural lip color, so putting it on doesn't really make much of a difference, but enhance the color of my lips. Maybe when I'm feeling pale, I'll grab a hold of this. Next, for more of a brown tone color, we have Nutty Nude. This is like Bouquet Nude but deeper and mixed with a brown tone. If you put more of this, the brown will be more apparent, which might not be for everyone, so I make sure I don't put too much. Next, we have Milky Nude, a light peachy shade. The peachy tone here is very apparent compared to Bouquet Nude. Definitely livens up the face, especially if you're fair-skinned, but this might look weird to other skin tones. If your skin tone's at the deeper side but still want that apparent peachiness, then you might want to check out the next shade. We have here Cinnamon Nude, which is kinda like Milky Nude but has a deeper slight brownish tone. Also, another one of my faves. This shade definitely has some spice into it without deviating too much from the nude concept. This shade would probably suit a lot of skin tones, and just a thought, if this shade were a drink, this would hands down be pumpkin spice latte. Next, we have Well-Made Nude, which is probably the most flexible shade out there. This is like the classic Rosy Nude pinky shade that definitely suits a lot of skin tones, so it's pretty easy to wear. This shade is great for everyday and doesn't have that mauvey tone that Rosy Nude has. Next, we have Strawberry Nude, which is a bright blue toned pink. I also see a hint of lilac tone in the shade. Since this shade is very blue toned, this shade will work well with skin tones with blue undertone. Usually, I'm not a fan of this kind of pink, but I kinda like this with my blue bucket hat. What do you guys think? Next, we have Mauveful Nude, and just like what the name suggests, this is a mauvey pink shade. Very much deeper than the previous shade and almost plum in color. I see a little bit of grayness as well, which doesn't help with the flexibility of this shade. Depending on how much of the product you apply, this shade can be a little too muddy for me. Next, we have Cocoa Nude, a deep brown, grayish-red shade which is very difficult to sport. This might look good for those with deeper skin tones, but if you're fair-skinned, better skip this one. This is one of the newest additions to Peripera's Ink Velvet Nude line, and I guess this was added to cater those with deeper skin tones. Next, we have Classic Nude, a peachy deep brown shade. One of the newest additions as well and meant to flatter more those with deeper skin tones. On me, this shade shows some grayness in it and definitely makes my lips and overall look seem pale. Last one, we have Wine Nude. This shade is the deepest brown, plummy red color in the line. A little definitely goes a long way for this shade. Despite being a very bold color, I think this would cater to a wide variety of skin tones, which would be great if one needs a lippy for those night outs. And that's all the shades for Peripera's Ink Velvet Nude tints. Wow, that was a lot. Overall, the shade range is in line with the nude concept and caters to a lot of different skin tones. But admittedly, some of the shades look weird or too grayish for me that it's kind of difficult to work with. Nevertheless, Peripera's Velvet tints have always been known for its good formulation and affordable pricing. But what do you guys think? Is it worthy of your jean pockets? Let me know on the comment section below. Well, I guess that's it for now. Until next time, goodbye, stranger.
Great. Just repeat the words I'm about to say, alright? Moon, prism, power, makeup. Right! Moon, prism,